Alright, so let's continue on with this guy here. I think I'll probably want to change the rotation of this guy a bit better so that I can kind of perhaps even extrude it one more time if I need to, so it creates some space. Because I feel the angle is a bit too extreme for us to do any significant change, because we kind of need to fill up this back area over here as well. That's where the neck and stuff is happening, so I just want to make sure the area is filled out as best as we can. Right, this area is over here. Right, so right now it's a bit exposed, so let's go ahead and try to extrude that so that it will cover up as much as we can get, it to cover up. Right, if you need to, just pull it in like that, and I think I'll probably push up some of this out here. Right, so here you can kind of like dip in a bit more so that you will follow the route of it a bit better. I'll push this down a bit more as well. Right, so I kind of like this angle that goes around this way as well, so I think I'll maintain that over there. Alright, so pretty okay with this one. Let me just delete the other half over here so I can just focus on one, and I'm going to soften the edges as well. Alright, so the next part here is for me to create this centerpiece over here before we actually go ahead and start to extrude things around. Right, so I'll go ahead and create a cylinder and have it 8 by 8. We'll rotate it as such to face forward, and just want this front piece for now. Center the pivot and bring this all the way up to here. Alright, so I'm just gonna position it where it's supposed to be. Right smack in the middle over there. So kind of need to do a bit of an approximation, because like I said, the side is not exactly matching up to the correct one. Even some of these guys is a bit too far off. I might want to bring him down just a bit. It's okay if it's a bit further apart, but not too much. So I'll just try to bring this down a bit more. Right, and so basically I need to kind of create an area where it starts to snap to everyone that we see over here. So first of all, let's just bring him more to the center. We'll of course have to make sure everything is neat and perfect later on. So probably this one will go ahead and extrude in that way. So let me just extrude this one edge here first. I'm gonna bring this up, then probably extrude it this way, and then it goes all the way around. So this will follow here. You just have to play with this a bit. This will go down this way. This will have to be pushed out a bit more. Right, maybe this one here can be connected to this side over here, and this one can kind of like push down a bit more, and we can create that piece for that guy over there. So let me go ahead and merge these two vertices first, and then we can extrude this one out. So we'll snap this over here and snap this over here, and make sure we merge where it's necessary. So quite easily we can create that centerpiece out there, about that way. Alright, so now we need to kind of like fill the hole here. So let's try to go ahead and do that. We probably I think I'll probably draw a line across this way. This I'll delete, and then I'll draw this line across this way and end it all the way here. Right, I'll have to reroute the lines and stuff like that later on. Right, so probably this will go this way, and let's see if this one can draw a new line across this way. Of course, I have a triangle over there. We can easily fix that if we want to draw the loop, or we can just leave it like that as well. That triangle is not going to hurt anyone, I believe, because there's not really a bend in that area. So we can leave it alone, or we can just draw a loop this way, up to us. But important thing is that we got this fill out, and now we can start to rotate and adjust and move everybody along so that it will match to the shape a bit better. We soften the edges again. Right, so what I want to start to do now is I just want to determine where the areas that is going to be a bit more, it's going to hold its integrity a bit better. So probably, you know, if you want to, you can kind of create like a crease around this area, and then after that we can start to see where is the best place to go about doing this. Alright, so I'll focus on this one next. I think it's just gonna make it's very simple. I'm not gonna make this too complicated, so I'll just push this out, get somewhat of a centerpiece in there, and then let's try to bring it out and push it outwards that way as well, and it goes in this way. And I can kind of delete some of these faces over here as well, and these guys can push inwards. Then we can start to draw whatever we need to draw, and I want to kind of extrude that small face inwards. Maybe this is too thin. I'll just make it a bit thicker. Right, and I can kind of extrude this towards the inside here, so I can create some visual noise over there. Alright, and maybe I'll extrude this one more time inwards, all the way in, and goes up just a bit more. I just try to match up with that concept art, because there's a centerpiece over here. If you look at the concept art a bit more closely, so that works for me. Of course, there are lines that needs to be added in, so we'll try to add that one in where necessary. Right, and go ahead and soften the edges as well. Okay, so I think that is pretty okay for now. Now let's continue to work on this guy over here. Just get the shape more properly out and get the silhouette out a bit better. And then after that, we'll start to extrude this guy to give him the depth that he needs. Alright, so continue this on the next part. Alright, so let's continue to tweak this headscarf thingy a bit more. Right, so basically just want to make sure things are a bit more smoothened out and the lines are following to make it a bit more organized, especially like these areas over here. Just want to make sure there are curves, they can move around here. So I get this question a lot where people ask me, how do you know which vertices to move, and how can you just like see it and just, you know, move it? And they kind of struggle on how things are supposed to flow. And it's actually quite simple really, because first of all, unless you want to have a crease, meaning you want to have a sharp line, all of these other faces here should be more or less even out. Alright, so if you see something where the edge is too close this way, right, unless you want to have that crease and you want a shape over there, then you should even it out a bit more. Alright, And usually you know where the creases are. If let's say you see in a human anatomy, you know where the creases are. It's usually at where the shadow areas are, at the bottom of the chest, underneath the eyebrow and stuff like that, or at the eye ridge, at the jawline. Those where the sharp edges needs to be, and those are where you typically would see your shadows come out. So that's just a tip on how you can observe this a little bit better. Now, I just want to adjust this a bit more. So basically, I want a line that goes through up to maybe there, because I want to create some crease over here, so that I think the shape will look a bit more visually interesting. Let's try to get a line here as well, and move this across this way. Alright, and maybe over here, let's see if I were to delete this, what would happen. Alright, not really a significant thing, but maybe I'll delete this one instead, and I'll try to move it somewhere else to about here, and then oops, this is, hopefully this can work. Oh, alright, so Maya doesn't want to accept that, so maybe instead I'll just draw a line here, and then let's try this way instead. So it's probably some issues before that, but it's okay, we can just reroute that area, and finally Maya would be able to accept what we need, and then we can draw a line this way as well. And the reason why I went to do that is so that I can easily put a loop across this way here, so that I can kind of like have this interesting shape if I press 3. Maybe an interesting crease to go around that way, and kind of like how it flows that way. So that's why I want to have it to go there, and that would look better for me. So maybe I'll draw one more crease over that side as well, and this side here as well. Okay, and then I probably want to have some crease going on this way as well. Alright, so it will kind of maintain the shape and make it look more visually interesting. As you can see, I can have that line going over here. Of course, this line over here, I just want to make sure that it smooths out a bit better. Something like that would work, I believe. I just want to make sure that these lines push in a bit better. Alright, so let's draw the lines across here, so you will kind of maintain that shape a bit more. Again, there are some tweaks and adjustments that needs to be made. Again, I don't like it when it goes out like that. Make sure I select it properly. So I just want to make sure it flows nicely this way. So you can spend about another 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, not too much time, to kind of adjust this, and then we'll see how things look like. Right, and I really like that flow going on. I have some hard surfaces going that way, hard surfaces going this way. I'm just gonna do is just tweak things around just to make sure that it looks smooth and right from every angle. Again, you can never get it to go perfect, but at least you try to get most of it right. Okay, so pretty happy with that. I'm just going to bring some of these vertices down a bit more. I just want to experiment a bit, see what happens if I draw this line over here, whether that crease would make it look more interesting, or I might just delete it away. So we'll see how it looks like. I think, no, it doesn't. I don't think I like that. So let's just undo that. Not this one. Alright, so I've undo that one, and then again I saw this thing popping out from the back, so let me just push it back into place. Alright, so I think I'm pretty much done with this. Let's just go ahead and soften the edges, delete the history, etc, etc, and just want to duplicate this to see how it looks like on both sides. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much happy with how that looks like. And in the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to start to do this horn thing that it has over here. It's like the Japanese version of Loki. And then we'll have these 3 stripes over here at the back, again to make it look more visually interesting. But before that, probably I want to mirror this, and then I want to extrude it inward so that you can create that inwards depth. Maybe want to expand this a bit better. Let's see if we can try to get it look more like a head shape. If I were to just push some of these vertices away, around that way. Let's just see how it looks like. Perhaps that might be a bit better if we expand it a bit more. Alright, so I'm not gonna touch that anymore, I promise. Now let's go and extrude this in the next part, and then continue on with the horn and the back of the head. Alright, so we're going to continue on with this character. What I'm gonna do real quick is, okay, I just want to adjust him to make this part of the head scarf or whatever it is to be a bit longer, and then I'll just follow through with everyone else of these vertices. Alright, so just want to make sure that things are more or less in line. And just basically try to make them look neater. Alright, so I think something like that would do for now. And maybe I just want to push this one out. Maybe I'll push the faces out instead. Just want to get the curvature out quite well. Alright, so once I'm happy with that, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select all the faces, and I'm gonna extrude them inwards. Maybe add a bit of a thickness to this guy. Alright, and then let's go ahead, and I'm not gonna delete it because we're gonna see part of the back. Alright, so I'm just gonna leave it as such. Reverse the normals, and let's put some loops across here. Loops and loops across. Alright, so when you do smoothen it out, it does look pretty solid. Right, almost is as if it's not a headscarf, but pretty liking that design for now. And next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do this horn thingy that you have over here. I don't know what you call it, I'm just calling it a horn. So I'm gonna create a plane. Okay, doing a lot of plane modeling over here. And we're going to change this to 1:1, and let's rotate it forward a bit. Perhaps best for us to look at this and rotate it as such. And we're going to move everyone into position. That's about there. Right, and of course I have to go and adjust this along. Because I have a bit of space over here, I'm just going to bring it higher. And I don't want to block that that design I did earlier at the forehead area there. So basically I'm trying to get them matching up together with whatever it is that we have here. Alright, if it doesn't look, it's not necessarily in line, it's okay. Like I said, we don't have to be so anal about stuff. I'm very flexible about having the thing to look right rather than having to be so anal and wasting a lot of time. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue to extrude this. And this part here I'll make it a bit smaller, and at the end I'll make it a bit bigger. So again, it helps with the design a bit better, I believe. And of course, it has to be pushed back. Okay, this part here, I'll make it bigger. I'm gonna push this down a bit more. And try to bring this in a bit more. And let's extrude it one last time, and this one will go much bigger. And we'll end it somewhere here, towards this part here. Right, so I just want it to kind of curve in a bit. Right, so just take your time to move things around and try to get it looking decent. If you feel it needs to be extended a bit longer, go ahead by all means. Right, so I think I kind of like it as it is right now. So let's just try to make sure that the space in between here, so that we can do the extrusion later on and try to adjust it a bit better. Right, next thing, I just want to add some loops and lines to make sure that we know where we are getting these guys headed. So as you can see, there's some lines over here, the yellow area over there. So we're going to start to mark that out, and I'm just going to quickly extrude this, and let's reverse normals. Right, and let's go ahead and tackle this area here first, where I think I would like to have somewhat of a loop going on around here. And then let's go ahead and scale it in. Right, go and select the vertices, which is in these areas here. And let's scale it bigger and move it up. Push it in. Again, I have to follow the curvature over here. And again, I'm just trying to get some unique shape out going over here. Right, we'll probably revisit that again later on, but at least I'm getting more or less the shape I want to. Move this down a bit more. Alright, more or less something like that is good enough for me. Now I'm gonna focus on this area here next. Perhaps it's a good idea for me to mirror this first. Oops, make sure you mirror it in the right way. Again, don't be lazy, you have to make it straighten out here. Scale it to the black line which is in the center there. And we'll go ahead and mirror this to the x-axis. Just hide this. Alright, so it just doesn't seem to want to react. Let me just undo that a bit more. I think I did not make this properly in the center. Let's just double check on this. And let me just mirror this again. Right, let's try to see if we can get this offset to work. Perhaps it's a bit too small. Alright, you have to put almost a 0 over there. Then it works. Right, it's different from Maya 2016 actually. Honestly, previous version is much more simpler with just offset on the side, but it's okay, we can just use this. Alright, so in the next part we'll start to do this centerpiece over here, and we'll try to add some more loops to this guy, and then finally we'll do these 3 things that we have over here at the back before we actually move on to the face. Welcome back, and we're gonna continue on with the horn right here. And basically I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select those faces over there, right? And I'm just gonna extrude them outwards, right, so that we can create that depth that goes in like that. And perhaps I'll scale it a bit in. Okay, so now once we're done with that, what I can do is I can start to create that yellow area over there. Perhaps what I want to do is I'll create some loops over here, and I'll identify these two guys over here as that area is going to be that yellow part over there. Just going to scale it in a bit, and we're going to extrude it inwards as such. Alright, so pretty happy with that. Let me just delete the history, and now it's the time where we start to put in loops so that it will maintain its shape. So I'll put in loops across those areas, putting loops across here and here. Right, so we have some loops across this side as well, and right here at the bottom, and one more at the top as well. Alright, so that should be enough. Now one more thing is that we need some loops across this way as well. Alright, so that looks like whatever we have over there. I think I want to add some loops across this way as well, so that it helps to maintain the shape and tries to create whatever we need to. And probably I want to squeeze this in a bit better. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let me just delete half of this, and later on we can go ahead and mirror the other half. Okay, let's delete history. So next thing is we're going to start to do that back plating over there that we have. So it has about 3 of them over here. So basically what we need to do is identify those faces that needs to be duplicated. Right, but before we do that, I'm going to use whatever we have, this existing material, and I kind of need to identify it first. So that means I need to basically move the lines to make sure that it's more or less in place before we actually go ahead and duplicate those faces. So I'm trying to get things going to move them in a way that follows everything, follows a proper curve that we can actually make use of. Right, so again, the concept art is a bit has about 2 of it over there, and again it's up to us on how we want to use it. So I think I will just follow it and have 2, and maybe I'll just use this group of faces over here and I'll duplicate it. Yep, about there. Right, and then after maybe I'll duplicate this group of faces next, or I can just bring it down. We'll see how, but I'm pretty happy with this. Maybe this can just go up a bit more to match the shape of that, and probably I'll draw one line a bit closer down here. Alright, so let's select these faces here and these faces here. These are the 2 faces or 2 sets of faces I've identified, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate them, and you can kind of like push them out a bit. Right, I'm going to continue to tweak this to make it look a bit more even, right, before I actually take the faces and extrude it inside. Right, and let's go ahead and reverse the normals. And perhaps push it in. So here I can start to manipulate this a bit more and start to push this vertices inwards that way. Again, just want to make sure that the proper curvature is out there as we move along this. Alright, so we have this. There's some circles and stuff like that. Probably I will do those details with using alphas and ZBrush. So I'm just going to leave it as it is for now, but I am going to add some loops across it so that it will maintain its shape, and delete the center face that you have in the middle. Right, so more or less we're starting to get the shape out here. Right, so I have one here, and then maybe I'll do three. I don't know, I'll see how. So I'm pretty happy with what we have over here. Let's see if we can just duplicate this one and push it out. Maybe it will make the thing look more visually nicer, or perhaps I have to extract the other guy over there. Just want to see how it looks like. I think I'm pretty okay with that. Maybe we can move some of these edges out a bit. And push some of these guys inwards. And maybe I push this in a bit. Yeah, make it a bit more random. And for this guy, or maybe I won't delete it, I'll just try to push it downwards even more. Yeah, something like that works well. And let's try to push some of these guys a bit more inwards. Alright, now lastly, let's take the faces and extrude them inwards. That way. Of course, there's some adjustments to be done. I'm gonna reverse this first, and I'm gonna start to push and pull some of these vertices. And I will add the loops where we need to. Alright, so I pretty much like that how those things work. Maybe I'll give this a bit more space to make it a bit more even out. Pretty happy with how it works, and I'll just do a bit more tweaking here. So kind of make sure that the depth is there, and then we'll continue on to the next part, which is this guy here. And I think what I want to do is I'll add some loops across this way. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I've actually gone on and insert a loop over here, right, which is a bit closer to what I have as the original line over there. Let me just move some of these guys to make it look a bit more proper. And next thing I'll do is I'm just basically going to select the faces over here, right, and just select those faces at the bottom. Just want to make sure that I've selected those all the way around correctly, and basically I'll go ahead and extrude them inwards, right, such, and delete these inside faces, and I will go ahead and draw the lines in here. Right, so when we press 3, we would get a nice crease over there, and if you see with everyone else, I think the design looks pretty nice. Alright, so that's the part for the helmet. Alright, next thing, there's actually a lot of cleaning up to do for inside the helmet. Just to, for full disclosure, there's actually a lot of inside vertices over here which looks really ugly, and I probably will go ahead and delete all of them, but because we're not going to see it later on. But we'll go and clean up. Actually, there's a lot of cleaning up to do in the last part, right? So we'll go ahead and clean it up after we're done with creating the SWOT. So we're done with the face. You have to do the face, the neck area, and whatnot over here, and then we have to do the SWOT, and then we're going to clean up everything before we can call this model done. Alright, so welcome back, and we're going to work on the face next, right, or the mask next over here. Let me just, first of all, just want to fix some things over here. Like some of these things are a bit pulled out, they're not supposed to be like that. Just want to adjust them accordingly. Right, maybe I'll delete this guy, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a duplicate special. Let me just get the settings right for that. So I just want to make sure it's on the -1 and it's an instance, and you can apply that. Right, so whatever we do on one side, it will kind of follow on the other side as well. Alright, so the next thing is I just want to do some research on different types of samurai mask around, and I really like some of this design like this and the one over here, and I just want to try to inculcate that in our design as well. Now first things first is I just want to work on the eyes over here. As you can see, if I just bring that image back, yes, this sunken view over here, it kind of looks a bit more it's not exactly evil, but it makes the character look a bit more interesting. So that's what I want to do next in the front view. So I'm just gonna kind of move some of these guys around, and just want to get that shape out over there where we can kind of see how that shape that we saw earlier, try to get that out. Right, so maybe I'll try to kind of rotate this a bit more because it's a bit more sunken. Right, and I can give these guys a bit more space down here so that these guys can kind of like follow down as well. Right, so from over here I can try to make it look a bit more accurate as well from side over here. So I'm pretty liking that shape quite a bit, and yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Next, we'll make this nose over here. I just want it to be a bit more straightened out, and I just don't want his nose to be too big, I guess. Alright, so I have these kind of things locked in really early. Now I just want to work on the lips next as well. I just want to get some of these guys out a bit more and push some of these guys in as well. Alright, so I guess that shape works a bit better for what I'm trying to do. And next thing here is I just want to have a somewhat of a curve that goes around this way. Again, if I bring back some of these masks that we have over here, let me see if I can show you. Like for example, this one's over here, they have this curve that goes around for the cheek area over there, to it somehow symbolizes that this character is much more meaner and much more stronger, I guess. So I don't want to have too much of that, but I just want to try to get a bit of those elements out as well. So I'll try to do that by, again, doing this the planar method way, by scaffolding it. Again, it should be going down this way. You can kind of like go up slowly over here. Let's just pull some of these edges out into place. Not that one, but this one here. Right, so just wanna get them more or less in line with what we need. And of course it's too thin over here, and he kind of needs to pop up more, so I'm just gonna attempt to do that as well. Try to pop him out even higher than the cheekbone would normally be. I just want to get the curvature out real nicely and real quickly as we can as well. Right, let's continue on here where we can kind of extrude this some more. Right, kind of push it back here. And let me just put it like that. Okay, so I'm just going to merge some of these vertices up as well. And let's go ahead and continue to adjust this edge over here. Again, just trying to get the scaffolding out and try to get as much of these lines out as best as we can. And already I like that kind of mean look that he's starting to possess. Alright, so let's continue on in the next part where we continue to do the scaffolding of this guy. We have to be very careful because sometimes the scaffolding looks nice, but later on when we actually fill it up, we can start to regret our decisions, and we can start to not like the design of it, because I guess the bad thing about this method is that sometimes you can't really see the whole overall shape until you get everything done, and then by the time you get everything done you might not like it. So that's something to keep in view. But so far I think we're on the right step. We're taking things slowly, and we'll continue on to the next part. Alright, so we're gonna continue with this, and I just want to do the lips real quick. And basically I'm just going to move some of these areas around, and perhaps I just want to get this one to be a bit more on the inside. Right, so there's something pretty much like this is okay. Over here on the chin later on, I think I just want to make it more rounder over here by redrawing those lines. But let's focus on these guys first, where I think I can kind of add some loop across here, right? And just gonna see how it looks like if it's just like that, right? Starting to get a nice contour, but there's a lack of depth where I think I'll have to add this one in, and kind of to move this around, and have to move this one around as well. And then after that I'll be able to add the extra loops across where I need them to be, maybe somewhere around there. Just wanna see how it looks like with this kind of thickness. Might need to just delete this and redraw this one. Let's see how it looks like right now. Alright, pretty liking how that looks like, although we can do with a bit more of a slightly bigger lip, I guess. So might want to adjust that a bit more, where the lips are a bit much higher this way, and some of these vertices are lower this way. Not too much, just a little bit. Alright, so maybe that might look better. Let's have a look. Yeah, pretty much liking that. And one more thing is probably I want to draw a line across this way down, and have a look at the front, and maybe might have to bring this down a bit more. Alright, that looks more like a lip, I guess. Don't want it to be too sexy like a woman's lip, but just want something a bit more clearer. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that right now. Alright, so let's go on and soften this edge over here, and we'll continue to work on the lips later on. But next thing is probably want to start to work on these guys over here. I actually want it to round up like this instead, so that I can have a better line going on here. But let me just fix that triangle over there first, and let's see how we can fix this triangle. Maybe we can move this inwards a bit. Alright, let's see if I can draw a line that way. I can push it in a bit more, push it up a bit more. Alright, we'll see how, because there seems to be quite a bit of lines over there. Maybe I'll just try to space it out, maybe that will help it a bit. We'll see. Alright, not too bad. Maybe I want to add some loops across this way. Perhaps it should be the same for the bottom side as well, where it kind of loops in that way. And maybe I delete. Let's see, where should I delete this guy? Alright, maybe I'll just delete him first so I can see things a bit better. So he's supposed to look this way, so that means this has to be here, and this is supposed to be somewhere here, I guess, or a line that goes there. So let's just delete all of these guys here first, and maybe I'll merge it this way. Make sure that is merged as well. I probably can delete some of this, later we'll draw on another way. just want to move things around a bit more so that you can go all the way properly. Maybe don't need this guy for now. And let's try to pen where it's necessary. Oops. Delete this again and pen where it's necessary. Now it's back to moving them around again. Now let's see how it looks like once we add some loops across here. Let me just try to put 2 loops across here. I just want to see how it looks like, and maybe I'll make a decision on how it's supposed to be. Now obviously there's too much that's going around. Maybe what I'll do is I'll delete these guys over here. And let's see, I'm just gonna try and experiment something here. Just wanna see how it might look like. I'm just really curious. So sometimes I might have a tendency to experiment on things and see how they look like. So I just want to see if I were to extrude that and give him some loops across some of these areas here. How would that kind of look when it's smoothed out? Yeah, I think I kind of like what's happening over here. We have that bit of a mechanical feel, and of course these lines here is a bit too much and we need to adjust them. These lines right over here. Let me just delete these areas here first, and then I can reroute them to somewhere later on. Alright, so I think I pretty much like how it's going on over there. It's not too bad, and might not need so much over here. Maybe I'll just have one of it there. Alright, so let's keep it as that for now. You might want to adjust some of these things a bit more, because I really like that mechanical feel and it adds that visual noise across as well, so that's good. Alright, I'm gonna continue on with our character over here, and what I want to do is maybe I want to work on the eyes a bit more. I think I want to make him even much meaner. I think we can kind of like match some of these guys over here, and then try to bring some of this a bit more closer. I just want to try to get a very a much more nicer looking, more of a badass character happening over here. I can kind of push this down here and try to move this around a bit better. Right, just trying to get that mean looking samurai character out as best as we can. Yeah, I think that is much better, I guess. Might revisit it again later on, but I can leave with that for now. Next thing is, let's just do this part here where we can kind of like get that chic area out. So like I say, I might want to have at least let me just try and see how it looks like. If it's not nice, I might delete it away. We'll see. Just gonna try to get that chic area kind of out, you know, like the one that we saw in some of the reference image earlier. And just gonna try to push some of these guys in and extrude this way, and maybe I can move this way, and this one here might wanna bring it out this way as well, so it kind of curves in a bit more. And now load this right over here. Alright, now let's use our pen to polygon tool, put it in, and let's try to fill this hole, and of course get the lines going. So there's a foresight over there, and we need one more that goes across this way to end it. Right, now let's try to get it to look a bit more nicer. For the nose, I think I want to make it a bit more flatter, so therefore I want it to be much closer to where the other line is. So let's try that instead. I think it will look much more sleeker that way. Again, I'm just really experimenting a bit over here, I'll be honest with you, because sometimes it's like that when it depends on the what you have. So if you have a very good budget and your character artist or your concept artist is able to do everything for you, then great, you know, you're very lucky. But sometimes you need to do with a bit of imagination, which is what I'm doing over here. And sometimes we need to try to find ways to solve problems, to say the least. Right, just this and rotate this a bit more. Again, I want to try to get some mechanical things or some straight loops and edges to be more visible on the top side, because we have that for our mouth and for that chin area here. I might want to do that for the nose, just I'm not too sure how yet. Again, if I just put lines across this way and this way, we might be able to see somewhat of a mechanical thing going on over there, and that's not too bad actually. I like that streamline that goes across over here. Let's see if I can make this a bit more subtle. Alright, something like that for now. Just want to push this in a bit more. Alright, let's see if I can move some of this even closer a bit to the edge. Let's organize this vertex a bit more. Should be this one over here. Pull it out a bit more. And push this a bit that way. Alright, I think pretty much liking that. Alright, he's starting to look more fearsome, more like a warrior. And we can start to continue on, and let's merge these guys here. Again, there's of course a lot of cleaning up to do, not just for the face but the whole model, which of course I will do. Alright, so let's continue on to the next part.